Hey everyone, I'm Isaac and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2024. For some reason, the spring of this year seems to be the season of movies centered around imaginary friends. The subject of today's review is Imaginary, a movie about a kid's imaginary friend turning evil and trying to kill her that stars an actress from Jurassic World Dominion who bears a striking resemblance to SZA. I can't be the only one who sees this, right? But also coming out this spring is If, which has been described by its director as a live-action Pixar film. Personally, I'm really looking forward to If, given its creative concept, stellar-looking animation, and the talented cast and crew working on it. As for Imaginary, on the other hand, I was not excited for it. It just seemed like it was taking the easy way out by taking a concept with potential and turning it into a horror film, in addition to the acting being really stilted, and after watching it last weekend, my suspicions were all but confirmed. It's about a children's author named Jessica who recently moved back into her childhood home with her family where her youngest stepdaughter, Alice, finds a stuffed bear named Chauncey. As Alice's behavior becomes more and more concerning, Jessica intervenes only to realize that Chauncey is much more than the toy she believed him to be. Imaginary has pretty much every trope you can expect from a bad horror movie, and it plays its cards very straightforward. This especially applies to the horror, where it feels like it had to drastically neuter any sense of creepiness or suspense just to get a PG-13 rating. Instead, it relies on cheap jump scares to supply the horror, alongside some crappy CGI during the climax. That and the characters have to make the dumbest decisions possible in order to progress the story forward, while also having a boring step-parent wanting to connect with their kid's plotline that grinds the pacing to a screeching halt. And as was shown in the trailers, the acting is really flat. I mean, I'm sure these actors are talented people, but they're given next to nothing to work with, and it makes their performances feel half-assed. I will admit, there were a few ideas here and there that could have worked in a better script. The problem comes from the execution, which is either painfully safe or too messy and convoluted, especially during the third act when it seemingly gives up and does whatever it wants. I'm honestly struggling to find anything else I can say about Imaginary. It's boring as hell with nothing memorable in terms of direction or cinematography, the acting is terrible, and the script is just another generic and lazy horror flick that doesn't feel like it wants to dedicate itself to the genre. I guess it's not as bad as the previous film Blumhouse released this year, seeing as how there's some good production design, an okay score, and a few decent ideas, but that does little to change how Imaginary is further proof that Blumhouse is essentially the illumination of the horror genre. Obviously, I'd advise not wasting your time with this one and instead waiting for If to come out in May. I'd like to imagine that this movie could have been better than how it turned out, but that one wasn't very good. Not like it matters anyway, this movie sucks, 3 out of 10. Next time, I'll be talking about the American Society of Magical Negroes. I don't know about this one. The reviews are pretty bad, and I'm just not really getting behind the concept, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this one turns out. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2024, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!